Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would do a chit chat get ready with me. I actually already have my brows and my foundation and concealer on because I'm doing a first impressions of the Essence Keep Me Covered Long Lasting Foundation. This review should actually already be up because like I said, filming that also at the moment. So if you guys want to check this out, I'll link it down below for you guys. But yeah, I just feel like I haven't sat down and like talked to you guys, and I really enjoy chit chat get readies with me, especially if I'm getting ready, because I feel like I'm getting ready with somebody, if that makes sense. That's usually what I do while I'm getting ready, is I'm watching someone else's chit chat get ready with me. So yeah, like I said, we'll just go ahead and we'll hop right in. Hopefully this won't be too long though, because I do feel like sometimes, like when I do these videos, like I can cut the footage down, but it's still like a 30-minute video. So I'm hoping, since I've got most of like my, base done and everything, this won't be a 30-minute video. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and start with bronzer, and I'm gonna be going in with Laguna. In case I forget to mention anything though, I will have all the products I'm using listed down below, because like I said, this is kind of just me just talking to you guys. But yeah, so I was like, I have a list of stuff that I thought we could just talk about. But I guess one of the things that I'm wondering is like, is your guys' mindset going into 2023? I would be lying if I said I was having a positive mindset, because I definitely feel like, I don't want to say it's like a negative mindset, but I feel like over the last year, a lot of things come out about like our food and like our water, and just about stuff that's in our everyday products, whether it's cleaning products or makeup products, or what we wash our clothes in, what we wash our dishes in. And it's just kind of like crazy that I feel like they've been able to get away with stuff like that all of these years. So I feel like it's kind of put me in one of those moods. And then I feel like it's hard to find brands that are actually clean, because like I know, like my sister, for example, she was saying, she was reading all this stuff. So next time she's at Target, I think she got like that 7th generation brand or whatever. But then she got to reading and like all of these horrible things. And it's like they'll sit there and tell you. Sorry, I'm bringing that bronzer down because this is very warm. And this foundation's very light. But, anyways. And she was saying that, they advertise, and almost says feels like tricked that that this is supposed to be natural and better for you when it's not. And it's just hard because a lot of these brands that are better for you are also so expensive. So she's like, it's hard to afford all of this stuff. But she's like, it's just like, when you go out to eat, like say you go to McDonald's or something, and to get a salad, it's so much more expensive than it is to get like a greasy burger. And it's just like, feels like you're set up not to be able to take care of yourself and like your health, if that makes sense. Like I feel like it's meant to almost intentionally make it harder to do those things. And I feel like that's just very like frustrating. And I think a lot of people, because I've seen a lot of people that are upset about it on TikTok especially, talking about how it's like so hard to live, but it's like things have always been more expensive when it comes to organic stuff, or better. But you get to seeing that organic stuff is, it's not that it's organic because it's still sprayed with stuff, but I guess stuff that they can consider organic. It's just, I mean, it's crazy. And I feel like it's really pushed myself. Like last year I did try to raise a garden, but like in the summertime, in the spring, there wasn't like one single week that I wasn't in overtime. And when you have to get up 5 o'clock in the morning for work, make sure you're at work on time, and to like feed your animals and let them out and stuff, you don't really have time to do the gardening before. And then when you're getting home and it's like dark, it's just like you don't have time. And I feel like they've just, I don't know, set us up in the kind of like system. But I don't want this to be one of those like, I guess, sad videos. But that's just been like one of the main conversations I feel like I've had with everybody, especially like I said, kind of like everything that's going on and kind of like going like into this year. I think a lot of people are just like discouraged, and I feel like they're kind of like angry. And I mean, I feel like you have a right to be with how things are being done. Anyways, so that's kind of why I've decided to get chickens. Ordered me chickens. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that yet or not, but they're supposed to be here May 8th. I'm super excited. I've been looking at chicken coops, and I honestly feel like I'm just going to build my own, because I need something that's going to be a little bit more sturdy. I would love to have free range chickens, but I have 20 some acres, and would surround pretty much like 3 sides of me, or like 2 sides and like half of the other one. And I have like a neighbor, they live like in front of me, kind of to the left, if that makes sense. But so like a piece of the back of their property bumps up against the front of my property, and they had chickens, and the coyotes have killed all of them except for 3. And hawks are really bad, so I really, really worry. And then before I got back into horses, we had a friend of mine and was letting them use both fields, and they had sheep in there. And the coyotes, again, had got the sheep, so it's like really, really bad. So I feel like I can't, you know what I'm saying? I feel like where I live, I don't really have that as an option just because of coyotes, foxes, like they're so, so bad. But coyotes are probably like the worst. And the guy that actually owns the land behind us, he's had like several calves get killed by coyotes. So it's definitely something that I feel like I need a sturdy chicken coop. So I think I'm going to build my own. I've looked at like a few different plans, and I feel like I'm just going to kind of like see if I can design my own up. But I want wheels on them so I can like pull them where they'll have fresh grass every few days. Like I said, I have the room to do that. I just don't have the ability to really like let them, you know, roam freely. Sorry, I feel like this is blush I'm putting on. I'm still not working on bronzer, but that bronzer was just so warm, and where that foundation is so much lighter, I feel like my skin just looks very, very bronzy at the moment. Did you guys make any sort of like New Year's resolutions or whatever? I don't really do those. I do try to set goals that I would like to accomplish by the end of the year. Like I put like how many books I'd like to read. I would like to read 30 this year. I feel like that was my goal last year, and I didn't quite make it just because of how much I worked. But I'm resetting it this year, and I've already read 3. Working on, like I started the 4th one now. It's the Kingdom of the Wicked series. It's Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Cursed, and Kingdom of the Feared. And Kingdom of the Feared is the one that I'm on now. So really, really excited to start reading that one. I don't want to give anything away, and it's so hard when you're reading books, I feel like, not to, you know, like spoil it for everybody. So I will say, let me just talk about Sarah, like A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I was obsessed with that series. The first 3 books, I just, again, favorite all the time. The 4th one was kind of slow. I feel like it kind of like ties it in, whatever. I hated the 5th one. I hate it. I hate Nesta. Nobody will ever change my mind. Just nothing will change it. I'm not apologizing about it. I don't like her. Just that's how I feel. So but I seen, and so she also came out with Crescent City, and so again, I don't want to give out any spoilers, but I was really disappointed, honestly, in the Crescent City book too, the second one. I loved the first one, but there was something about the second one that I don't know, I really did not enjoy. And I don't know, I just feel like the last, you know, I said Crescent City 2, and then like the 4th book that I read, the Court of Silver Flames, and then A Court of Frost and Starlight, like I was not in love with either one of those, so I feel like I'm just kind of like, I don't know, she's just not been blowing my mind lately. So I'm going to just do something simple with the Colourpop eyeshadow palette here, if I can. So I've got like all kinds of stuff set up here. But I am happy I've been getting back into reading, because I definitely feel like it puts me in a better mood, and it has put me in a better mood. I just always feel like anytime like I get down, I guess, I just always go back to reading, because it's like, I feel like you kind of get to like escape your own reality, if that makes any sense. I mean, if you're a reader, you'll know what I mean. But it is like all the time, I'm just like, anytime I get in one of those really bad moods, like really down on myself, and I can always tell too when I'm getting in that mood, because I let my house get like dirtier than what I'd like to admit, but like I just let things catch up, and then it's like I get even more overwhelmed. But I just feel like with everything that's going on nowadays, it's just kind of hard to try to always stay positive and in a good mood. But I mean, I know it's the times, I guess. I feel like so old saying that, because I always remember when I was younger, and I would hear like my mom and my dad be like, it's the times, you know, it's just how things are nowadays. And I'm just like, but you know, I feel like it sucks that it has to be that way, because I feel like it doesn't have to be that way, but I don't know. It's just it's always something anymore. Again, I feel such a, like, I don't know. I feel like when you're younger, you're like, I don't ever want to end up like my parents. And then, it's just one of those things that happen. I wouldn't necessarily say you end up like them, but it's just like I used to remember my dad and my mom, like we would pass these buildings and, they'd be like, that used to be whatever when I was younger, and all these, we used to get Mountain Dew out of like coolers stuffed full of ice and the glass bottles were sitting down in there. And, it's just, I don't know, it's just stuff's funny. But I find myself like doing that because a lot of things, like when we were younger, like me and my sister were talking about this. There's a mall that we used to go to when we were younger. It had a arcade in it, and just we used to go there all the time, and that was just and even like when you got in middle school and in high school, like that was the cool place to go and hang out, was the mall. There's a movie theater in there. We had a Piccadilly's, like, and back in the day, like Piccadilly's was good. They had the best mac and cheese and these rolls, but that mall shut down years and years ago. But they finally they put something else in there, like in the mall. And it's just like, again, I was like, man, I remember when I was younger, and I'm sitting here and like I feel like I know what my parents felt like, like that, I guess, like nostalgia or seeing something, from your childhood. Like, does the store Goodies even exist? Like, I don't know I know some of you guys have to know what a Goodies is, but I don't even know if it's even a store that's around here anymore. But they used to have like junior clothing, like it is a clothing store. And again, I don't even think it exists anymore. And it's just, I don't know. So, but I've also been trying, like everyone's talking about like thrifting, and I'm just like, I don't know where all these people are finding this, like these good products out at to thrift, or antique stores, because every antique store we go to, I feel like it's mostly like, it's not antique stuff. It's like junk. Like we went in one store that was an antique store that had like a bunch of Funko Pops, and I'm just like, why I get those are collectors, because like I collect those too. Like I really, really like them. I don't feel like, I wouldn't consider that an antique, But like so many people is finding like these old like like glass containers and stuff like that. It's just like I feel like you cannot find that around any of the ones that we've been in. Like me and my sister spent like a whole day and just couldn't really find anything. It was just like, but I mean, I don't want to say junk, because what's that saying, one person's junk is another man's treasure. So like, not hating on that or anything, but I don't know. I'm just like, where are all these people going to these like thrift stores and stuff and finding these good deals? But I did see all that stuff about Goodwill, about like raising up their prices and all of that, and making it harder for, I guess, that where people were going to get good prices. And it's just all about money, all about making a profit. It's just, I don't know, ridiculous. I decided to be extremely rude and cut off while I was talking, and I didn't realize it. But I'm on to mascara right now. Speaking of mascara, so I was looking for a new mascara to try. This is the Revlon So Fierce Big Bad Lash. I really, really like this, actually. But I was looking for a new mascara to try, and I come across one on TikTok, and I think everybody's going to know which one I'm talking about. And I was like, all right, I think I want to purchase this. And then I got to seeing people were saying those are false lashes. Those are not real lashes. So then I was like, it kind of has you like second guessing. And I feel like everyone's had their opinion and stuff on it. So I don't really know, like, what do you guys think? Is it actually a good mascara? Because I am looking for one to try. But I feel like everybody's just, everyone's has their opinion on what's going on. Because I've seen like 100, and speaking of TikTok, so TikTok is like super weird in the sense that like a few weeks ago I was getting bombarded by like Dallas Cowboy cheerleader like tryouts, like uniform stuff. It was crazy, just like all kinds of stuff about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. And like I hadn't even liked any of that stuff or any cheerleading stuff to like begin with. So I was like, why is this showing me this? Like recommended it. It's like every few videos too. Like that's all I would see. So Then it was, I'm trying to think what was next after that I started getting bombarded with. Oh, it was like robots, like the people that drive these like robots and they're fighting in the arena. And I'm just like, why? I've never shown any interest whatsoever. And then I'm trying to think like what was next that I kept getting like bombarded with. And now it's those Impractical Jokers or something like that, which, okay, now I will say I am loving those. Like that's definitely pulled me in because I feel like they are genuinely funny. At least, if that stuff's real. I know sometimes like all that stuff is set up. It's not actually real, but they do really funny stuff. But I feel like TikTok's like doing that, or like slimes too. Because I remember I was getting like bombarded with like slimes. I had never been interested in slimes, and this was probably like last year when I got on TikTok. So I ended up buying me a slime, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. But like I only bought one, and then it's just like I feel like I got to the point where I was just like over it. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like they just keep like throwing stuff out there and they like push stuff for a little while and then they like switch it up to something else. But it's like stuff that I don't necessarily like. But like I said, the robot thing kind of grabbed my attention because then I noticed for long I was watching all of this and it's just funny listening to the commentary. But I don't know. It's just, does your guys, I mean, I'm sure everyone's TikTok does that, but it's funny to me that, some of the stuff that like they recommend. But anyways, back to the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. I couldn't believe like how, to me, like, I don't know, rude. I feel like that's just a show that's like, and just something that I feel like is bad for like your self-esteem. Like I was watching this one girl and they were talking about like her height and like a uniform. I mean, you can't help your height. And they were just being like, so mean. So like you had these, it blew my mind. And then like they were also talking about like body shapes, I guess you could say. People who are more curvy, because there was this one girl. I just like, they're mean. Like some of the things that like the two women, they're like older women that I guess does all of it. I'm just like, you know, and I'm sure they don't show all of it. They just show like, the moments that make good TV. But I just can't believe what some of these girls have to go through and put themselves through just to, go out on a, I mean, I get it. It's like your dream and like you have to be so physically fit to do that. I don't know. I just feel like I feel bad, I guess, for some of the things that I see these women telling these girls. And I'm just like, could never imagine telling, another human being that. Like, I think some of it's mean anyways. I mean, all right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this chit chat. Get ready with me. Like I said, I'm hoping that was a little bit shorter so it wasn't super long. If there's any other videos or products you guys would like for me to try, please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.